Welcome to Anime Archaeologist. Today I'll be talking about an old and obscure anime in here. What happens when you have a married couple and there's alcohol involved? Ladies and gents, that would be Alcohol is for married couples. Back in 2019, I have heard of the existence of an anime about a married couple with alcohol. After some asking around and some good old-fashioned searching, I found a copy of this anime in a local theater during the same year. And there it is! Love is Like a Cocktail. I had talked about this anime twice before. In my video on anime versus Western animated sitcoms, and in my review of Shikimori-san episode 5. The links to those will be at the description below. So, is this anime decent? Yes. It's quite a good anime to watch and provides a good lesson to people. That marriage is about loving one another. As to why I say this, I'll explore about it here. Warning! Spoilers are in here, yes! After I found the copy of this anime, I just decided to watch it. So, what is the story of Alcohol is for Married Couples? Essentially, the story is about the married life of Sora Mizusawa and his wife Chisato Mizusawa, with added alcohol. The animation is quite decent, with Chisato's reaction scenes going for Sakuga. Story-wise, this depicts a rather healthy relationship. While both are working, Sora is also a house husband. There's this somewhat recent thing in anime and manga where the guy stays at home and is good at household chores. At times, the guy can also be found working. As Sora is a stay-at-home husband, he's also shown to be quite good at cooking and making cocktails. He reminds me of a few anime men, namely Hajime from I Can't Understand What My Husband Is Saying, Kazumi from Cooking Papa, Yu from Shikimori's Not Just a Cutie, and Tatsu from The Way of the House Husband. Yu and Tatsu are not working, whereas Sora, Hajime, and Kazumi do work. And Kazumi is a salaryman who works outside of his house. Meanwhile, Chisato is an office lady who is not that good at cooking. She does remind me of a few anime women, namely Kaoru from I Can't Understand What My Husband Is Saying, Nijiko from Cooking Papa, Michon from Shikimori's Not Just a Cutie, and Miku from The Way of the House Husband. Of course, Yu and Michon aren't married yet. With the rise of the work-from-home setup, especially in the aftermath of the Great Unmentionable, I do think that we may see more housewives and house husbands working from home. This could also be helpful in raising children. Of course, not everyone can do this, and this is mostly done by the office working crowd, along with those who work on videos, such as streamers, podcasters, and video editors. Each episode has its own segment which shows us the ingredients of the various cocktails that are being made. These are done complete with the various chibi of the fruits in the show, along with the married couple themselves. As for Sora and Chisato, the relationship is quite wholesome in that they're able to love and trust each other. Chisato does drink, but alas, she has a rather low tolerance to alcohol. While she's at work, she tends to be overly professional, but at home, she typically ends up being somewhat unable to talk to her husband sometimes. Since alcohol can make people loosen up, this makes the typically collected Chisato able to open up to Sora. As for Sora, he's a kind, dependable, and competent man. In one episode, he's able to carry his injured wife on his back because he's that manly. The relationship is quite the counter to the cynicism of our times, especially when it comes to relationships. For far too often, we're told about how the opposite sex is bad and how dating and marriage are bad because reasons ranging from infidelity to clout chasing to grifter scamming people to overused jokes by our elders. This anime follows closely from the manga chapter by chapter. It does so in a way where an entire chapter is just portrayed within just 3 minutes. That said, there are times wherein the anime skips from the manga. For example, chapter 4 from the manga does not have any episodes in the anime. This is why I am hoping that this anime does get more seasons as time goes on. After all, this is a very good anime. I thus recommend this anime because it shows us that marriage is not a bad thing, especially now that marriage is seen as a bad thing in our day and age. What we need is something that shows us a healthy view of marriage. Fortunately for us, there's Sora and Chisato who are able to deal with various things together. Please like, share, and subscribe.